Hello everybody, welcome to today's really quick cash stuffing budget video. This month we are going really low-key on the budget, so I've actually only got 4 cash categories to stuff here today. It is going to be quite a quick video. For you guys who are new around here, we do run a split budget, which means some of our categories are cash envelopes, and we do have quite a few more than 4. And then some of them are what we call our digital payments. So these still come out of our bank account. They are BPays or direct debits and all of those sort of things. So we do a split budget. Some of our spending categories we use cash for as a way to manage them, and then others come straight out of our bank account. So things like investing, housing, our phones and internets, gas and electricity, our car maintenance, which we have a car maintenance sinking fund for, where we put money aside every month to cover things like registration and insurance. All of our medical comes out of another sinking fund. Gifts and special occasions, activities, our house savings, which are now our caravan and car savings, travel savings, and then if we have any specific monthly or long-term savings goals, we will put money aside into sinking funds for those as well. So all of that stuff happens in our bank account. In our cash envelopes, we manage things like family fun, our date night, if we're going to buy things like alcohol or eating out. We do have a miscellaneous category as well, which we sometimes keep as cash. Sometimes we like to keep that amount on our debit card, our ATM card, so if things pop up, we can easily pay for them. The other thing is we keep a buffer in our account, so it always has $100 in there just in case something comes up, because there is nothing worse than doing your budget, having everything allocated and in its place, and then a random bill comes in or something that you forgot about, and you don't have any money left in your bank account or in your budget to pay for those things. So we have a miscellaneous line, which is $100 for things that are unallocated. And then we have a buffer of $100 as well for what we like to call mini emergencies, those things that can derail your budget but aren't actually enough of an emergency for you to want to dip into your actual emergency fund. This month, really quickly, groceries. I'm going to put $400 aside for groceries. Whoops, 1, 2. We are a family of 3, and we do have quite a bit in our freezer. Got a little bit in the pantry, so I'm going to stretch this $400 as far as I can go, and we will be utilizing some of the things that we already have on hand in the freezer and the pantry to make our meals for the month ahead. Next up is fuel. Now we do live out of town, so we do go through a little bit more fuel than perhaps what we would do if we lived in town, but $150 aside for our 2 cars for the month. Next up is clothing, and this is more of a sinking fund than a spending envelope. I just like to put $50 a month aside into here, and then if anybody needs anything, we have the cash to go and get new clothes. But typically we don't spend out of this envelope unless we specifically need to go and get something. If we just want to pick up little bits and pieces for ourselves, we have splash cash, which we can use for whatever we want. But this is more for big ticket items, new shoes, those things that really derail the budget when they need to happen. We've always got a little bit of cash set aside to go and pick up anything that we need to in that department. And the last thing is our splash cash for this month. So we get $50 a month each just to go and spend on whatever it is that we want. No questions asked. Shan's will just go straight into his wallet. Mine goes into a cash envelope because I tend to carry all of the cash envelopes in my wallet, and this just helps me separate that out. But that is pretty much April's budget in a nutshell. So we're not doing terribly much. We are working towards a big goal in 2022 of starting a big lap around Australia, which is quite exciting. So a lot of these savings things are on hold. So I did transfer some money across for activities. These are for Charlotte, pretty much just for homeschooling, things like drumming lessons and things like that that she might be doing. So that one's been paid. Gifts and special occasions, we transferred over $50 into that sinking fund, and we use that money to pay for birthday presents, Christmas presents, all of those bits and pieces. 100 into our medical sinking fund, 350 into our car maintenance sinking fund, $150 into our gas and elec or our utilities sinking fund, and then I just pay any bills directly out of that. I did transfer over $30 for our phones and $85 for our internet. That goes onto a ATM card that has been set up specifically just to have direct debits come off it. So that's the only thing that goes onto that account, and the only thing that comes out of it are our direct debits when they are due. So for example, if I've got a gas bill that's coming up, I would transfer the money out of that sinking fund to that ATM card, and then that will come straight off that. And then housing and investments, and that is our budget in a nutshell. All right, so there you have it. That is this month's cash envelopes. Pretty straightforward in the budget this month. Not a lot going on. We are trying to put as much as we can aside into savings. So we've gone pretty easy on the budget, and again, nothing into family fun. I do still have $70 left over in that one, which is why we didn't bother funding family fun. The date night, we're just doing free things while we sit down and talk about our money and what we want to do for the month ahead. Eating out and alcohol, if we really want something, we do have our splash cash, which we can use for those things. Miscellaneous this month, we have $100 which I am leaving on the card, and again that buffer which helps as well. And again, personal care still has $80 in there, so I'm not going to put any money aside for that either. So that is April's budget in a nutshell. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time here with me today. I need to put this cash into these envelopes and put them back into my beautiful treasury wallet. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. I hope your April budgets are shaping up the way that you want them to, and you guys are working towards your savings goals as well.